So what I want to do now is cover some problems that are typical problems that happen with the installation of pumps in the Australian market in rainwater harvesting, because we found that the suction pipe or suction line is the most critical component that causes problems within a rainwater harvesting pumping system. It's important that the suction line is as short as possible, and it is the same size as the inlet to the pump. Making a small, long suction line is just a no-no in the pumping industry. What we want to ensure is that we don't get any airlocks inside the suction line, and therefore causing cavitation and problems within the pump. It's also important to design the suction line to allow expansion and contraction of the tank relative to the pump. So that can be achieved by a flexible suction line, or if you're using a fixed suction line, it's important that you do not fix the pump to the concrete. You allow that to move relative when the tank expands and contracts. Flexible lines are good design. The strainer, it's also very important to put a strainer in the inlet to the pump, and this is very critical when you first commission the tank and the pump system. There's at times in a poly tank there can be poly swarf that's left in the tank after manufacture. In a steel tank there can be metal components that have been left in the tank. And when the pump first starts, first amount of water, it can go straight into the pump and cause damage. So that's the sort of things that you want to pick up on that. So as you can see by the diagrams, underground suction lines are a no-no. We want to keep the suction line as short as possible and in a straight line as possible. Also, the use of elbows, we want to reduce the number of elbows being used in the suction line. Some plumbers love to produce very symmetrical type plumbing suction lines, and they've got multiple elbows getting over to the pump. It looks great, but it doesn't do any good for the pump. A flexible line is good, but in the lowest diagram there you can see that it's important to have the flexible line going down rather than up. This is so air does not get trapped in the high point in the line.